Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Om Shri Ganapataye Namaha, Om Shri Paradevataye Namaha. Arunam Karunatarangatakshim Dhrutapashankushapushpabana Animadhibhiravratam Mayukhe Rahamityeva Vibhavaye Bhavanim. This video series gives the sadhana-focused commentary and teachings of Guru Yuganandanatha, Shri Jitesh of Srividya Tantra Peetham, on the names of Goddess Tripura Sundari and Lalitha Sahasranama. Myself, Keshav, will be presenting it in English. In this video, we will cover the second name, SriMahaRajni. Devi Shibhuta Dhatri Pravaragunamaye Nishkale Nirgune Me Maye Mata Sharanye Girivaratanaye Chinmaye Tattvarupe Durge Chandi Pramatte Tripura Vijayini Smeravaktre Varenye Karunyadhye Prashaste Suraditi Janute Ragni Tvamve Prasida. This was a verse from SriMahaRajni's Stotram in Devi Rahasya. Maharajni, meeting in Srividya. This name has three parts: Shri, Maha, and Rajni. Shri in Shrim is the state of the goddess, just before Laya into Anuswara. In this state, goddess performs her panchakritya, or five functions of srishti, sthiti, and samhara, tirodhana, and anugraha. In the first name, Srimata, the srishti aspect was covered. With the term Rajni, in this name, the sthiti aspect is covered. Rajni takes care of sustenance of the kingdom, which includes land, animal, humans, and all aspects of the kingdom. That brings us to the question, why not just have Sri Rajni as the second name, like Sri Mata, the first name? What is the significance of adding Maha and making the name Sri Maharajni? Just like Sri Mata means mother of mothers, Sri Rajni would mean queen of queens. Sri Rajni itself would differentiate this name from this 306th name, Rajni. So what is the significance of Maha? To understand it, we need to first understand manifestation. The bindu, or dot, represents the point from which the universe instigates. The entire manifestation originates from and dissolves in bindu. The potential principle, Shiva Tattva, and dynamic principle, Shakti Tattva, originate from bindu, and Shakti Tattva starts the first motion or movement. This movement or vibration, called Nada or Nada Brahman, first vibration, produces sound called Shabda or Shabda Brahman as the first sound. Shakti, the dynamic principle, then originates as a point, Rakta Bindu, with capacity to manifest the entire universe. It is red with the luster of 1,000 rising suns. This resulting bindu is called Karya Bindu, the causal bindu that causes manifestation. The causal bindu that causes manifestation is called Karana Bindu or Parabindu. This point, referred to as Parabindu, has Shiva and Shakti in union with the entire mass of the universe, held in a dot or point. This act of manifestation that results from Shiva Tattva and Shakti Tattva is called Kamakala. Manifestation is a result of disturbance or stress to an unmanifested form. This disturbance or stress leads to vibration or oscillation, called Spandanam, and this motion generates sound or Shabda. This primordial sound or Shabda Brahman has an essence in all manifestations. It is the foundation of all manifestation and cause of all manifestation. In sound form, the manifestation starts with A. It is Prakasha or Shiva. The alphabet A is the first alphabet letter in Sanskrit. The texts like Maitri Upanishad and Mandukya Upanishad describe it as the root, or Adimatva, from which all sounds originate. The Matrika Aksharas are not just inert letters, but it manifests the various elements or tattvas of existence. Sounds give rise to forms. The supreme awareness as Shiva is Ah, along with Shakti, Ha. The resulting Ananda is Ah. From their combination arises Ichcha, Jnana, and Kriya, which will have a subtle form and a gross form. Ichcha's subtle is I, and gross is I. Jnana, subtle form, is U, and gross is U. In this way, manifestation proceeds. Ha is the last alphabetic letter, and it represents the point of completion when all the letters have emerged. Ha symbolizes Vimarsha, or Shakti. The significance of Akara and Hakara is given in the verse of Yogini Hridaya. Akara sarva varnagriyat prakashav paramashivaha hakarontyah kalarupo vimarshakya prakirtitaha. Aham has three parts: Akara, Hakara, Makara, and Bindu, making Aham. Bindu, or single dot, represents Anuttara, or state without objectivity, significant in manifestation. Shiva, Akara, in union with Shakti, Hakara, resulting in manifestation, or Nara, the alphabet Ma corresponding to Purusha. Aham is associated to expansion. So Aham is the union of Shiva, Shakti, that manifests as the experiential world. In Aham, Shakti is the energy of Shiva, and it is through Shakti that Shiva emerges as the material world of Nara. Maha has three parts: Makara, Hakara, Akara. Maha. And is the mirror of Aham. In Maha, Shakti is the energy of Nara, and it is through Shakti that Nara reunites with Shiva. So Maha has samashti significance, and it is also added to the title of mantra to convey its role for granting moksha by reabsorption to Shiva. That is why there is Ragni mantra and Maharagni mantra, Varahi mantra and Mahavarahi mantra, Shasta mantra and Mahashasta mantra, etc. By adding additional bijas and characters, the mantra is elevated for Laya with Shiva, or moksha sadhana. Sustenance is required for any state in between origination from Bindu and reabsorption back to Bindu. There would be several state changes in the process of manifestation and reabsorption, each of which needs sustenance. Sthiti-avastha is a stable state between srishti, expansion, and samhara, reabsorption. Expansion is not immediately followed by contraction. Our own body is an example of how multiple srishti, sthiti, samhara happens in a non-linear way every moment. Another example is the 15 phases of the moon, which go through different stable sthiti states in moving from new moon to full moon, in expansion, and then from full moon to new moon in absorption. Each state requires sustenance. What is one moon appears as many when it passes through waxing and waning. Similarly, manifestation, which is one with Goddess, is viewed as many manifestations due to Maya Shakti of the Goddess. SriMahaRajni as Mahamaya also governs this Maya in sustenance. Governance of Maya is discussed in Devi Bhagavatam and Kubjika Mata. As such, Maharajni is also Maya Rajni. In terms, the terms Maharajni and SriMahaRajni are used interchangeably in scriptures, where Shri is a reminder that sustenance or sthiti is just one of the 5 functions she performs. Shri covering all 5 functions, as already discussed. SriMahaRajni in this context would mean the supreme goddess of sustenance that takes care of the various states in manifestation and reabsorption. Rajni is the queen of Vyashti. Rajrajeshwari is the queen of Samashti. SriMahaRajni covers sustenance in Vyashti, Samashti, and the relation between Vyashti and Samashti. Maharajni mantra is called Panchadashi Vidya and Panchadashakshari Vidya because it has 15 letters. The famous Srividya Panchadashi mantra of goddess Tripura Sundari and Panchadashi mantra of SriMahaRajni are not the same. After calling SriMahaRajni mantra as Panchadashakshari, scriptures like Uddhara Kosha and Agni Karya Paddhati and Rudra Yamala clarify that the Panchadashi Vidya of Maharajni is different from Lalita Panchadashi. In Kriya Sadhana and Mantra, there is a difference between Rajni and SriMahaRajni. In the context of reference as Queen of Sustenance, which can be Vyashti, Samashti, or both, these terms are also used interchangeably. Now, coming to the significance of 15. When the 15 vowels a to are only an inner apprehension, they are known as kala, or the energy of the letters. And as external sounds, they are called swara. The various consonants originate from these 15 letters. These vowels also represent the 15 lunar days, or phases of the moon, or tithis. Tantra Raja Tantra mentions Tithi Nityas as the vowels of the Sanskrit alphabet. The 16th kala, aha, is called Visarga kala. It is complete like the full moon and hence also called Amrita kala, and all Visarga expansion contraction happens from it. Panchadashi mantra of goddess Tripura Sundari and Panchadashi mantra of SriMahaRajni, though different, represent all of manifestation. Let us focus on 15 and Maharajni mantra. We already discussed on sustenance as required in transition states between origin from Bindu and return to Bindu. Bindu being significant in Srishti and Samhara, while sustenance being in the intermediate states of expansion and reabsorption. The 15 kalas represent the transition states coming out from Purna Kala, Visarga Kala, or Amrita Kala. Sustenance involving the state between manifestation and withdrawal to Purna Kala is then covered in the 15 kalas. This is why scripture stress SriMahaRajni Vidya as Panchadashakshari Vidya. Bhakti Sadhana in SriMahaRajni. Pavani Tvam Dase Mahi Vitara Drishtim Sakaruna. Pavani, I am your servant, or one who has surrendered for your grace. Please cast your merciful glance upon me. The name SriMahaRajni symbolizes she is the queen of all, including you. A Srividya Sadhaka needs to approach Goddess Lalita as a dasa or dasi would approach his or her queen. All prajas or dasa, dasis are expected to serve the queen in one way or the other. The subjects are faithful, dedicated, and loyal to the queen, who ensures harmony in the kingdom by ensuring that everyone performs their intended functions for universal well-being of the kingdom. So the sadhaka should have faith in the goddess, and all daily activities are to be performed as a service to her. Along with love and respect for the queen, who takes care of the needs, the subjects also have fear towards the queen, who not only rewards but also punishes for acts that hamper universal harmony. So every act is accounted, and the karmic results are to be borne by every aspect of creation, either in this life or later. As SriMahaRajni, the goddess makes the laws and ensures their execution. Karmic justice applies to all of creation. In case of crisis or trouble, the subjects know that the queen will protect them. The queen takes care of those who surrender and seek protection, as long as their intentions support the interest of overall well-being of the kingdom. A sadhaka should surrender and seek protection of SriMahaRajni when faced with trouble. The queen prioritizes well-being of the kingdom over individual well-being. Her reach and responsibility covers individual and collective needs. Sadhaka should approach every event in life with the understanding that there is a big picture, which, though unknown to the sadhaka, as planned and executed by goddess Lalitha as the queen. The queen may not directly get engaged in every activity, and her grace would be shown through her representatives. For a Srividya Sadhaka, this means prosperity and protection from other devatas as well. SriMahaRajni also acts through her manifestation in which she resides. So seeing the goddess in everyone is an essential quality of a sadhaka. Specifically, respect for women and respect for other Srividya sadhakas is stressed in various Srividya scriptures. As already discussed, the term Maha in SriMahaRajni clarifies that goddess SriMahaRajni sadhana gives mukti of spiritual fulfillment and not just bhakti of material benefit. Also, a good Srividya sadhaka will not dare to use Srividya as a tool for materialistic gains and to harm others. Srividya is primarily a moksha vidya, and the materialistic benefits are an add-on due to closeness with the queen. The activities of these sadhaka are oriented to please the queen. The sadhaka understands that Lalitha is SriMahaRajni, the Rajrajeshwari, the Rajni of sustenance, and disrespect to the queen will result in severe action, not just on the sadhaka and the near dear ones, but even to future generations. So closeness to the queen as a sadhaka should be cherished as a privilege at all times, and any act of disrespect should be avoided. She is the queen, and sadhaka the subject, so don't make the mistake of calling the queen to address your small issues in life. Please the queen, and she, through her representatives, will take care of all of the needs of the sadhaka. Devi Gita mentions that study of scriptures, control of body through yoga, performing rituals, offerings, etc., will not be enough to see the goddess. Goddess can be viewed only with her grace. The queen will grace her presence to only those whom she feels are worthy. Srimad Bhagavata and the Vishnu Purana mention about Navavidha Bhakti, the 9 forms of devotion. These methods are suggested to please the goddess as the queen. Shravana, hearing of her glories. Kirtana, singing her glories. Smarana, remembrance of her glories. Padasevana, service. Archana, worship. Vandana, prostration. Dasya, servitude. Sakhya, establishing a close connection with her. And Atmanivedana, which is complete surrender. From a bhakti sadhana perspective, all feelings like respect, love, protection, trust, fear, and surrender that exist in the subject-queen relationship are covered in the second name SriMahaRajni. She, as SriMahaRajni, is a powerful queen of queens who rules the entire universe and maintains its rhythm. Taniyamsam pamsum tava charana pankeruha bhavam virinchis sanchinvan virachayati lokana vikalam vahatyenam shaurhe kathamapi sahasrena shirasam harasang shudvenam bhajati bhasitodhula navidhim. Saundarya Lahari, verse 2. Gathering a speck of dust from the lotus feet of the goddess, the creator Lord Brahma brings the universe into existence without imperfections. Lord Vishnu supports this universe. Lord Shiva crushes the manifested and rubs it as holy ash at the time of dissolution. Creation, sustenance, and dissolution is done with the dust from the feet of the goddess. From the bhakti perspective, if you want to chant SriMahaRajni Sahasranama, the text is available for download in Srividya Tantra Peetam's website, www.srividyatantram.com, under free publications. An audio rendering of SriMahaRajni Sahasranama is available in our Srividya Tantram YouTube channel. Jnana Sadhana in Srimata. The primary question a person who's on the Jnana Yoga path will have on sustenance is, why does every aspect of manifestation contribute to sustenance? That is, why does every aspect of manifestation follow the laws set by nature and perform their duties? Why does fire burn? Why does the sun shine? Etc. The basic response to a seeker who asks this question is that nature is the queen, SriMahaRajni. She sets the laws in every aspect of manifestation and must abide by them. Yadidam kimcha jagat sarvam prana ejati nisritam mahadbhayam vajramudyatam ya etad viduramritaste bhavanti mayadasyagnis bhayat tapati suryaha bhayadindrascha vayuscha mrityur dhavati panchamaha. This verse in Kathopanishad suggests that the energy that manifests the universe is like a thunderbolt or vajra about to strike. Goddess strikes those who go against her laws in performing the prescribed duties. The fire burns from fear of her, the sun shines from fear, Indra, wind, death, and all others perform their duties because of fear. This verse inherently means that if fire does not burn, then nature would replace it to attain balance. SriMahaRajni ensures balance and rhythm is achieved. This basic response shows a master-servant relationship between Goddess as the queen and her creations as servants, performing their duties. This results in an inferred understanding that if there is sustenance, then there should be a sustainer. Here, Goddess is referred to as the nimitta karana, or efficient cause for sustenance. If there is sustenance, then there should be a sustainer. The aspirant then does manana and nididhyasana on this and starts adoring and loving SriMahaRajni for her act of sustenance. This brings the next question. If there is a sustainer, then how does she perform sustenance across manifestations? If each manifestation is doing its own function, then how is the rhythm of nature maintained? What would happen if one aspect of manifestation disappears? How are the manifestations connected? The response to this question is that the universal is eternal. Only the individual forms perish. Goddess, as the cosmic intelligence that connects everything, is eternal. This statement would need more explanation to understand how exactly it answers this question. The concept universal class group consisting of a set of characteristics or functions remains eternal, and only the individual manifestation of the universal will perish. That is, the concept of Brahma, represented by the term Brahma, who performs the task of creation, will remain, and only the individual Brahma perishes after a specific life cycle. Let us take a more practical example to understand what this means. When the term horse is mentioned, an animal with a specific set of characteristics and which performs a set of functions is conceptualized. For a child learning the names of species, the child is shown an actual horse or picture of a horse. Though the child first cognizes the term horse with a specific animal, which is an individual, he or she sees the real in real or as picture. In future, the term horse is understood to represent all animals with a specific set of characteristics or functions. When the child sees a horse later, he or she will recollect the following. 1, the word, horse. 2, the meaning, the characteristics and the functions of the word. 3, the association between the word and its meaning. So using the universal horse group, the individual manifestation, a specific horse, is identified. Though the individual horse may die, the universal will remain either as other individual horses when creation is present, or in potential form after the dissolution to manifest again in the next cycle of creation. Though the individual devatas and all life forms perish at some point, the underlying universal characteristics and functions associated to the group will be eternal. Even when cosmic manifestation perishes during dissolution, the cosmic intelligence to recreate is eternal and remains an unmanifested form, waiting to manifest in the next cycle of creation. For Shruti support, we have Rig Veda and Mahanarayana Upanishad, which mention that the sun and moon is recreated as before in the manifestation cycle. For Smriti support, we have the Mahabharata, which mentions the similar gods and goddesses or cosmic powers are created during each manifestation cycle. So the universal should remain eternal, and only the individual form will perish. This answer has 2 parts. 1, all manifestations are eternal at a group level. So sustainer is eternal, and the sustained is eternal at the level of the samashti. Individual sustenance has the group as a foundation, and group sustenance has the sustainer as foundation in manifest or unmanifest. Though the sun and earth at gross level are just masses of matter, there is also an intelligent principle associated with it that performs the intended functions. It is the intelligent principle that is connected and contributes to balance. So when we pray to Surya, to the sun, the prayers are not to the gross matter called sun. It is to the intelligent principle in it that gives us light, heat, and the other attributes that we pray to. When we touch the floor and say it is Bhumi Devi, it is not the gross matter we are praying to, but the intelligent principle within it. When someone lies dead, the gross body is still there, but we say the person has left us with the same understanding that the intelligence that made them eat, walk, and perform acts of sustenance has left. So now, sustainer and sustenance at the group level the object of sustenance, is eternal and connected by cosmic intelligence. In this response, the sustainer is no longer inferential, but every act of sustenance happens due to the eternal cosmic intelligence which is present in every act of sustenance. Every manifested form is a sustainer with individual intelligence connected to a universal intelligence. Now, SriMahaRajni is Nimitta Karana, the efficient cause, and Upadana Karana, the material cause of sustenance. The aspirant and all manifestations are sustainers connected to SriMahaRajni. Manana and Nididhyasana now brings adoration and love to other beings, animals, plants, and manifestations sustained by SriMahaRajni. When the sadhaka achieves sufficient maturity, the final question comes: why is each manifestation different if it is all from the goddess? Why am I born different from someone else? Is there no freedom from this cycle? This is when the Guru teaches the intricacies of karma and how to break from it. Goddess is all-pervading, present in each aspect of manifestation. The law of karma applies to everything under SriMahaRajni. Supreme consciousness holds in itself unbeginning karmic tendencies as the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. Every individual is influenced by previous karma and also accumulates new karmas. Karmas of three types. Sanchita is the accumulated karma from previous births. The sanchita karma allocated to a specific body becomes prarabdha karma. The actions performed by this person generating new karma in a body will become agami karma. Supreme consciousness is impartial and remains unattached in the application of karmic law. Everyone gets results or phala based on his or her deeds, karmas. Relation between individual karma and SriMahaRajni is to be understood at three levels: karma manifested, karma unmanifested, and SriMahaRajni as the cosmic and individual aspects of karma. Shaktananda Tarankini mentions karmana jayate jantu karmaneva praliyate dehe vinashte tat karma punardeham prapadyate tathadhenu sahasreshu vatso vindati mataram tatha shubha shubham karma kartaramanu. A person is born with karma and dies with karma, and in the next body also karma is attached. Many bodies are thus changed, like the changing of clothes, as a result of karmic laws of appropriate and non-appropriate action. This is karma manifested. Devi Gita mentions Tasyam karmani jivanam jiva kalascha sanchare abhedena vilinasyu sushuptau vyavaharavat swashaktescha samayogadaham bijat matam gata swadharavarnat tasya doshatvam tav samagatam. Goddess says, like deep sleep or sushupti, where all karmas of the jivas dissolve, at the time of dissolution, the karmas merge into me. My own Maya Shakti brings the defect of making the product appear as different from the source. This is karma unmanifested. Devi Gita also mentions Saham sarvam jagat srishtva tadantaf pravishamyaham maya karmadi sahita gire pranapurasara. Goddess manifests the whole world. In the process of manifestation, she enters it along with Maya, karma, prana, and others. SriMahaRajni is the storehouse of karma, allocates karma, and accounts for karma. The cosmic and individual aspects of karma reside within SriMahaRajni. For the law of nature to work, or for karma principle of cause and effect to be true, the self should be eternal and not limited to a specific body. The changing identity associated to the body is not the true self. When the message from the Guru truly sinks in, the sadhaka experiences joy in all endeavors, as he or she understands that the current life is just a lila, which is meaning a play or a drama, and he or she has taken many previous lives, and the events in the current life will not impact his or her true self. The sustainer within the individual is not different from the universal sustainer. Experiential knowledge of this leads to the breaking from the karmic cycle and the attainment of moksha. Next, we cover Kriya Sadhana in SriMahaRajni. Om Rajya Pradaye Vidmahe Shrim Panchadashaksharye Dhimahi Shrim Tanno Maharajni Prachodayat. The Panchadashi or Panchadashakshari Vidya of SriMahaRajni as revealed in Rudra Yamala is Pranavenacharyet Devi Parivaran Yathakramam Taram Pararamavahnih Kama Shakti Shadaksharaha Bhagavatyecha Rajnyecha Maya Tadvayamanchale. The Vidya of SriMahaRajni as revealed in Uddharakosha after calling it out as the Panchadashakshari Vidya is Tato Rajni Mantrodharaha Taram Lajja Shriyam Agnihi Kamam Shakti Shadaksharaha Bijansha Shat Shiro Nyeyam Tataf Pallavam Uddharet Bhagavatye Tatharajnye Hayante Maya Charthadvayam Ebhisaha Manuf Prokto Rajnya Panchadashaksharaha. The Panchanga Paddhati of SriMahaRajni in Devi Rahasya reveals the mantra as Taram Maya Manalakh Kama Shakti Madhye Chakya Bhagavatyecha Rajnye Maya Bijam Tadvayam Devi Rajnya Mantrodharo Varnito Gopaniyaha. All these verses consider and reveal SriMahaRajni or Maharajni mantra as Om Hrim Shrim Ram Klim Soh Bhagavatye Rajnye Hrim Swaha. So Panchadashi Vidya of SriMahaRajni is not the same as the Trikuta Panchadashi Vidya of Tripura Sundari, though both show completeness with 15 kalas. Panchadashi Vidya of SriMahaRajni offers wealth and prosperity. The verse in Rudra Yamala says, Nranam Daridrya Nashaya Pradur Bhutadaya Bharate Yasya Panchadashi Vidyam Guhya Maviditham Pura. There are many various dhyana shlokas of goddess SriMahaRajni, who is also worshipped in Sri Chakra. The Panchanga Tantra Paddhati of SriMahaRajni, covering the detailed Avarana Puja of the goddess, is available in the scripture Devi Rahasyam. Sri Rajni Mula Mantrasya Rishir Brahma Samiritaha Gayatri Chanda Ishani Rajni Devi Chadevata Maya Bijam Sharad Chaktih Kamah Kilakamishwari Bhogapavarga Siddhyarthe Viniyoga Prakirtita. So for Maharajni Devata mantra, the Rishi is Brahma, the Chandas is Gayatri, Hrim is the Bijam, and So is the Shaktihi, Klim is the Kilakam. Hrim Bijam, Soho Shaktihi, Klim Kilakam. The most popular dhyana shloka of goddess SriMahaRajni is Chaturbhujam Chandra Kalardha Shekaram Simhasanastham Bhujagopavitinim Pashankusha Shambho Ruhakhadgadharanim Rajnim Bhaje Chetasi Rajya Dayanim. The verse means, the goddess is meditated upon as having 4 hands, holding a noose, an elephant goad, a lotus, and a sword. She has a crescent moon adorning her crown. She is seated on a royal throne decorated with the shape of a lion, popularly called a simhasana. Goddess is wearing a serpent as a yajñopavitam. This is the form to meditate for goddess Maharajni, who is the life awareness, or chetasi, without which there is no life, and is the giver of royal life, respect, power, wealth, and prosperity associated with royalty. The sadhaka is suggested to close the eyes and envision her for a moment as sitting upon a royal throne, with right upper hand holding the ankusha, left upper hand holding the pasha, right lower hand holding the sword downward to balance her right hand as a mark of power, and then the left lower hand holding the lotus. As the sadhaka would have noted now, the powerful Maharajni conducting her royal assembly is the form meditated here. There are other dhyanas as well associated to SriMahaRajni mentioned in scriptures, in which she holds the Amrita Kalasha, showing her aspect of granting mukti. As explained earlier, Goddess Rajni is different from SriMahaRajni from the Kriyat perspective. Goddess Rajni mantra, Nyasa, Dhyana, Gayatri, and Puja are different from Maharajni. Om Hrim Shrim Ram Rajni Bhagavatye Namaha is the mantra of Goddess Rajni. The Dhyana verse shows Goddess Rajni with accessories like the conch of Vishnu, Trishula of Shiva, the wife of Shiva, handling the function of sustenance, is the essence of Goddess Rajni. When the mantra is appended with bijas to make it a moksha vidya, the mantra of SriMahaRajni is derived. We will discuss Rajni mantra in detail as part of the 306th name Rajni in Lalitha Sahasranama. Several of the tantric scriptures on Siddha Lakshmi give more details on Rajni Vidya. The pramana for bija vinyasa of SriMahaRajni mantra, as given in Devi Rahasyam, is Om Hrim Namah Mooladhare, Om Shrim Namah Swadhisthane, Om Ram Namah Anahate, Om Klim Namah Manipure, Om So Namah Vishuddhao, Om Hrim Namah Ajnayam, Om Swaha Namah Brahmarandre. It can be seen that in Ragni mantra, bijas at anahata, where the jivatma or individual awareness resides, knowledge of self in atma jnana is achieved by raising kundalini from muladhara to anahata with Ragni mantra. In Maharajni mantra, the energy dips to Manipura, the unlocking or Kilaka center, and rises all the way to Brahmarandra, which is the point for Paramatma. Laya in Brahmarandra gives knowledge of Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam, as offered by Mahamantras. So with Maharagni mantra sadhana, understanding of inner awareness, or the chetas, which gives awareness or life to body, is achieved first, and how it is connected to the cosmic chetas is understood next. Maharagni itself being the chetasi residing and illuminating the individual and cosmos in the act of sustenance. Dhyana, mantra, and mantrartha for SriMahaRajni Kriya Sadhana is thus revealed. Hari Om.